Yo, what is up guys, it's Phantom here today with the discussion video. On today's topic, I actually want to talk about, could an anime style superhero game actually work? Now, what do I mean by this? I mean anime style as in fighting game, but not in what you think. I mean like more of the BlazBlue and more of the Guilty Gear type of fighting game. And the reason I'm asking this is because knowing Dragon Ball FighterZ is coming out in a few weeks, and knowing that the game is pretty much amazing, like just from looking at it, could we get the same thing with a superhero fighting game? And I don't mean like, you know, we have Marvel vs. Capcom and and Injustice. We have those games, yeah, they're cool, but like, I mean, like, could you imagine a solo Marvel game that had the gameplay of Guilty Gear? Like, Arc System Works develops it, it has kind of its own little comic book art style, kind of does something similar. Now, how would this work, and could it work? Now, what I actually want to do is propose a few ideas. And first off, could you guys see a Civil War game happening? Essentially, which is where, if you guys don't know what the Civil War storyline is, it's pretty much a Superhero Registration Act or no, just go play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. But to give you the quick sum up, the Superhero Registration Act happens, Iron Man and Captain America split sides, and we're given this sort of war. Now, Arc System Works, which I'm going to focus on them developing in the game, because they have a, how do I put it, a better track record when it comes to fighting game that's centered more towards anime style fighters. This is what could happen. You could pick like a team of 2, or you could just have solo matches. And pretty much like the Guilty Gear series, you'll have things such as launchers, you'll have things such as, what else? You have launchers, you'll have the long combo thing, and it would look like 2.5D, but instead of it having that sort of like Contest of Champion look where it's trying to be realistic, but we know damn sure it ain't, it's gonna have that sort of anime-esque sort of 3D block look to it, or have like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 graphics, but with more of the comic book shader into it, so it's like the characters look like comic book characters. And it looked like they just pop right out of a comic or out of an animated series. Now, again, it'll have launchers, it'll have even the one-hit KOs and all that shit, and that would be what would make it so great. Now, I feel like if they were to do this, and I feel like if Japan were to kind of get involved, we need to see Marvel outsource a lot of their stuff. But could DC do it as well? Now, I feel like you have a better time getting DC than Marvel, because we don't know what the fuck's going on with them in games right now. But the reason why is because I feel like, you know, the Injustice series is such a great game that I don't feel like they would be willing to actually make another fighting game alongside the Injustice games. Because the Injustice games are fucking fantastic, as we've seen, and they pretty much get the comic book feel that we've always wanted. So, I'm just wondering, could they, you know, make a separate fighting game alongside the Injustice series? Probably not, because Injustice is their moneymaker, and I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. I have to put the microphone a little bit up so I don't have to be this close to it and you guys can hear me. But generally, I feel like if they were to do this with DC, they would have an easier time getting the rights and all that. But I don't feel like NetherRealms would be willing to give up that sweet cash. So I'm like, Marvel, Arc System Works is out here doing their shit. And I'm not trying to hate on Capcom right now, but, yeah, you might need to transition over. Because, to be honest, it makes a lot more sense for a Marvel fighting game to be kind of anime-esque. Because that's how it is, like, most of the time. But as you can see, I'm putting Guilty Gear gameplay in the background, just so you can see how the game would actually work and function. And how, like, what they can do with it. Like, one of the intro, like, they have so many, like, these cinematic, like, intros where you see the Hulk transform, like he's Bruce Banner, then he rips up and turns into the Hulk. Or you can have a scene where Captain America catches his shield and he just standing over the American flag. Or you can have like Spider-Man swoop in and swing in. And then this is a way for you to prove that you're not limited with characters or have like an MCU tie-in. You can just literally have the now you have the right, Marvel has the right to pretty much all their characters. So you can have the X-Men in there. You can have Fantastic Four. Like, could you imagine, like, if they put the Fantastic Four as one roster, or like they gave us all individual members of them? That shit would be fantastic. Not just that, but we haven't seen a solo Marvel fighting game in a while. I'm not even gonna lie. And no, I don't count like the Kinect game, because despite that game being good, it's not a good fighting game. Like, it's more of a good party game, but the controls are unresponsive. It was pretty bad. And like, EA already had sort of an idea for what they want to do with a Marvel game, and it's really reminded me of the Budokai games. But no, they could do something amazing if Arc System was behind a Marvel fighting game or a DC fighting game. I mean, not so much as with DC, because DC has an established fighting game that's been doing great. While Marvel's Capcom hasn't been the greatest game, we should be able to get other games. Like, give us another Marvel Superheroes or Marvel Civil War or something like that. Or, you know, the Infinity Gauntlet storyline is becoming popular. So, have that be a storyline. Have that be a game. These are just a few of my ideas that I wanted to get out there, because I feel like if with the right funding and with the right game company developer, it doesn't have to be Arc System. It can be Tecmo Koei who's doing the game for it. It could be an American thing such as NetherRealms, which could lead to a Marvel vs. DC game. It can be any of those, and it would make something else. But I feel like with Capcom, you got to give them a break when it comes to the Marvel properties. But overall, that's just my thoughts. I wanted to talk about this and generally give a few of my thoughts about how would a Marvel fighting game or a DC fighting game work. But again, it would be a lot like Guilty Gear or BlazBlue. Definitely more of Guilty Gear, because I feel like Guilty Gear has a lot more of a, how do I put it, feel of superhero like dynamics, and a lot of more of, you know, you using super abilities to get past what you need to do. But that's just my thoughts. Tell me what you guys thought in the comments is. Should we get this? Should we not get this? Is this a good idea? I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.